Legend Mick Foley, and you are watching C-RadTV here, right here on YouTube. Have a nice day.
This is Cody Diener, and you are watching C-RadTV on YouTube. And just like Cody Diener, C-RadTV lives by two simple words. Just give her, yeah.
How's it going, guys? It's Brad C at a WWE Monday Night Raw review from February 18th. We are 48 days away till WrestleMania. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we start off Monday Night Raw with WWE COO Triple H in the ring. So Triple H, of course, is addressing everything that happened at Elimination Chamber last Sunday. So Triple H goes on, he says that history was made Sunday. Yes, it was made, in the form of Sasha and Bayley winning the women's tag team titles. Sadly, they are not the first women's tag team champions. Because remember, the women's tag team titles were still a thing in the 80s. And then they were gone for like 30 years until now. But hey, we'll let Bayley and Sasha have this one. So then Triple H goes on. He then mentions the whole Becky Lynch incident, where Becky was suspended and still showed up because Becky says fuck Vince McMahon's rules. She said fuck you to Vince. Of course, I say fuck you to Vince on a daily basis. So Triple H goes on and then says that if Becky ever does that again, she will be arrested and prosecuted. But Triple H then goes and admits that it was pretty cool. Oh, so at least Triple H gave kudos. I'll let it slide. So then Triple H goes on and then makes a big announcement. This is in terms of the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2019. Yes, the Hall of Fame is still a thing. So then Triple H announced that per ESPN earlier Monday, that D-Generation X, all 6 members will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2019. So in terms of the Hall of Fame, the members being inducted are Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Road Dogg Jesse James, Billy Gunn, X-Pac, and last but certainly not least, I think the one we've been asking for a few years now, after she sadly passed away a few years ago. But she's finally going in. China. So China is finally going in the Hall of Fame. All I have to say is, about fucking time. It may have not been the way we wanted her to go in, but hey, her going in as a member of DX, I'll take it. And also with DX going in, this also means that Shawn Michaels will now become a 2-time WWE Hall of Famer, because he already went in as an individual back in 2011. So Shawn Michaels will join Ric Flair as the only 2-time WWE Hall of Famers. Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels in the 2-time Hall of Fame club. That's some pretty good company there. You know, in terms of Hall of Fame, I know I've heard rumors about the Hart Foundation maybe also going in too. Well, if the Hart Foundation goes in, then that means Owen Hart will finally make the Hall of Fame. 20 years too late. Should have happened a long time ago. That's still a rumor, though. But if the Hart Foundation does go in this year, then that would also make Bret Hart a 2-time Hall of Famer. That would be a good club already. But, you know, in terms of the other inductees, we're just going to have to wait and see. So, continuing on, Triple H then goes on, and then he botches saying NXT, forgets his lines. It's like, Triple H mispronounces the lines. He's like, you know what, we're live, so we can just re-edit it. No, too late, Triple H, we already know what you did. You botched. You botched live. You can't edit that. So then Triple H goes on, and then Nick announces the 4 new NXT call-ups coming up tonight on Raw later in the night. Yes, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 NXT call-ups. And these are some good ones. We have Ricochet, Aleister Black, NXT North American Champion Johnny Gargano, and the current NXT champion, Tommaso Ciampa. All four will be in action later on night. Don't worry, we'll get to their matches when we get there. So then continuing on, Triple H then announces an impromptu tables match between Baron Corbin and Braun Strowman. After what happened at Chamber last night. So we're going to get a rematch from the Chamber. So Braun Strowman then comes out. Baron Corbin comes out. Braun gets a big pop. Corbin gets booed. Highlights of the match. Throughout the match, Baron would focus on Braun Strowman's ribs. Baron would have a couple chair shots that were done during commercial breaks, so nothing there. Braun's standing suplex on the ramp was very well done. Braun's hammer fist was good. Baron's running clothesline to avoid going through a table was well done. Baron's kendo stick strikes look good too. Braun's steel steps to counter an axe handle on the apron. Just throwing the steps right at Baron. Just like pretty cool. So match ending. Braun would then hit the running power slam on Baron Corbin to put Corbin through a table set up in the corner to win the match. So Braun is your winner. So Braun gets payback from last month's, from Sunday. But after the match, as Braun's going up the ramp, Paul Heyman would then come up and appear on the stage. Braun would then go and grab Paul Heyman. And then after like 10 seconds of holding him tight, he let him go. And of course, Paul Heyman then goes into the ring. We come back from a commercial break for Paul to do his promo. So Paul goes on, he does his normal introduction. Paul then says he's surprised at Braun Strowman's actions. Then Paul goes on and says that everyone should be jealous of Universal Champion Brock Lesnar. Alright, maybe I'm a little jealous of Brock, because think about it. Think how good this is. Brock gets paid a shitload of money just to sit at home and do nothing while being Universal Champion. I wish I had that kind of job where I could just be champion and do nothing, just stay home and do nothing and get paid a shitload of money. So then Paul says that he will go on and educate everyone on the history of Brock Lesnar. So then Paul goes and plays a video package of the story of Brock Lesnar. And yes, but if you're familiar with wrestling and UFC, you know Brock Lesnar's story by now. Brock, of course, the only man in WWE history to hold an NCAA Division I Heavyweight Championship, an undisputed WWE Championship, and a UFC Heavyweight title. So then Paul goes on and reminds us all of WrestleMania 30, when Brock Lesnar conquered The Undertaker's undefeated streak. And then Paul Heyman goes on and then says that Seth Rollins has no hope against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania this year. So then Finn Balor's music hits, and then the new Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor comes out, which means Paul Heyman exits the ring. So Finn comes out, Finn then says it feels good to be champion again. And guess what? Unlike the Universal title, Finn this time gets to hold it for more than a day. Because Finn had to relinquish the Universal title back in 2016 because he got injured. But then Finn goes on and then says it's a dream to be Intercontinental Champion. And of course he said he looked up to the famous Intercontinental Champions in the 90s and whatnot. Like names like Razor Ramon. Names like Bret Hart, Roddy Piper, etc., etc., etc. The greats Intercontinental Champions. Some really great names. A lot of Hall of Famers, might I add, too. So then Finn says he will continue the legacy. Let me reword that. Finn will continue adding to the legacy of the Intercontinental Championship. So then Leo Rush, his music hits. He comes out. Leo then says that Finn doesn't deserve to be Intercontinental Champion, and that Bobby Lashley does. And Bobby Lashley comes out from the crowd and then attacks Finn Balor from behind, starting a brawl. So it seems that that Leo Rush and Bobby Lashley have already made up for Elimination Chamber Sunday. Not too bad. Yet they suckered you in. WWE's like, we're gonna have Bobby and Leo break up. We're gonna make them have a feud with each other. Just kidding, they're still together. We trolled you big time. Like, even though I hate Vince McMahon a lot, he knows how to be a goddamn troll master. I'll give you kudos there, Vince. So then Leo comes into the ring here, joins the attack. Leo then hits a splash on Finn Balor. And then Ricochet's music hits. Ricochet comes out to the ring. Ricochet goes in. He hits a drop kick on Bobby Lashley. Clears him out of the ring, and then Ricochet clears Leo Rush out of the ring. And then when we get back from commercial break, we then get an impromptu tag team match between the team of Ricochet and Finn Balor against Bobby Lashley and Leo Rush. Highlights of the match. Ricochet's fall inside suplex is really good, along with his head scissors followed by a drop kick. Bobby's belly to back slam looked good. Ricochet's missile drop kick looked very good. Bobby's vertical suplex followed by his modified DDT, facebuster, whatever you want to call it. It looked good. Finn's basement dropkick looked good too, along with a sling blade and his missile dropkick. Leo's chop block to Finn Balor on the apron was very well done. Bobby's power slam looked good too. Finn Balor's standing elbow looked good, along with his double leg followed by a stomp. Ricochet's running neck breaker looked good, along with a springboard dropkick. Ricochet's spinning front flip dive over the top rope outside the ring looked very well done. Finn's missile dropkick looked good, along with Ricochet's springboard elbow. To the match ending, Ricochet would hit the 640 on Leo Rush. Ricochet gets the 3 count for the win. So Ricochet actually had a pretty good debut, I'm not going to lie. I think it's obvious Ricochet has a bright future on the main roster. Maybe he can be champion by the end of 2019. We're just gonna have to wait and see because with the amount of people there are on the roster, I think someone went on and said that there's over 200 people employed with WWE. So it's very, very, very easy to get lost in the shuffle. Like, that's crazy that they have that many people. And that's just wrestlers alone. To over 200 employed. Like, that's crazy, and that goes across a lot of different divisions like WWE, Cruiserweight division, SmackDown, NXT, NXT UK, you get the picture. But yeah, that's just crazy. So continuing on, next up, we get a tag team match. We get the team of Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. Kurt continues his impressive losing streak. I've already lost track already. I lost track after 260. Like, it's that big. But Ryder and Hawkins are taking on Lucha House Party, Gran Metalik, and Lince Dorado. This was a back and forth match. Not gonna spend much time on it. Match ending, Gran Metalik hits the Spike Hurricane Rana and Kurt Hawkins. Gran gets the 3 count for the win, and Kurt Hawkins continues to add to his impressive legacy of losing. Don't worry, Kurt. Someday you're gonna win a match in WWE. Your time will eventually come, Kurt. Someday. So then continuing on, next up we get another tag team match. We get the Raw Tag Team Champions, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, the Revival, against the team of NXT Champion Tommaso Ciampa and NXT North American Champion Johnny Gargano. So in a way, it is a DIY reunion. Are they baby faces? Will they be heels? Who fucking cares, though? DIY is gonna be back, baby.
Let's go on a journey and explore this world. Let's ride on a coaster and let's have a good time.
I'm sorry, I had to play that there. I saw an opportunity. But yeah, continuing on. Highlights of this match. Johnny's Enziguri looked good too, along with a suicide dive and a super kick, along with a spinning DDT. Scott and Dash's strikes, they were okay. You know, I mean, it's Revival. Tommaso's 2 German suplexes looked good, along with his running knee. Tommaso would counter a shatter machine from the Revival with a boot. Johnny's second super kick looked good too, in that same sequence. Johnny's rolling kick looked good also. Revival's electric chair, which also led into a diving bulldog combo too. You get the picture. But to our match ending, Johnny and Tommaso would hit the running knee super kick on Scott Dawson. Tommaso gets the 3 count for the win. So, of course, Johnny and Tommaso pin the Raw Tag Team Champions. So, if DIY does go back together, does this mean they're in a future opportunity for the Raw Tag Team titles? And also, what will this mean for Johnny and Tommaso? Because now that they're on the main roster, that would mean that Tommaso is more than likely dropping the NXT title at TakeOver Brooklyn 5. And this means that Johnny Gargano is probably going to be dropping the NXT North American title in the near future. Because Johnny's going to be facing Velveteen Dream Wednesday for the NXT North American title. And I already got the notification for that match, since it was taped in advance. I'm not going to spoil it, of course, because I know I'm that kind of person. But you know, when I get to the NXT reveal Wednesday, I'll have a massive rant on the spoiler thing. But yeah. So let's just continue on. So next up, the new women's tag team champions, Bayley and Sasha Banks, come out to the ring. So both of them come out, they both say the title's home brand is all of the brands. And both of them go on and say that they will defend the titles on Raw, SmackDown, and even NXT. What about NXT UK? You forgot the UK division too. They count, goddammit. So, Bayley and Sasha are going to be defending the titles on all of the brands. Even NXT. Crazy. So I guess in future NXT episodes, we're probably going to see an NXT women's tag title match defense. We'll have to see. So then Nia Jax and Tamina's music hits. They both come out. Nia and Tamina both go on and doubt Sasha's ability to successfully retain a title. Oh yes, they're pointing out that Sasha has won 4 women's titles, yet every time she defended the title, she lost. She has yet to have a successful title defense. The question is with the women's tag titles, can Sasha actually have a successful title defense? Or will it be another annoying game of hot potato? Because I'll tell you right now, you cannot afford another game of hot potato with a brand new title. You cannot do that to the title. You gotta make it feel prestigious and relevant. So then Bayley and Sasha go on. They then knock Nia and Tamina both off the apron, and both of them stand tall. So I guess Bayley and Sasha have some challengers. Possibly a tag title match at Fastlane? We'll have to see. So next up, we get a one-on-one match. We get Dean Ambrose versus Drew McIntyre. This was a quick match. Couple highlight, nothing really happened here. Match ending, Drew would hit 2 claymores. Not 1, but 2 claymores on Dean Ambrose. Drew gets the 3 count for the win. So after the match, Dean goes on. He tracks down Seth Rollins backstage and asks where he was. Seth then goes on and says that one friendly moment won't undo months of torment. Seth actually makes a good point. One right does not make up for a shitload of wrongs. And then Seth then asks if Dean lost his mind. And then Dean proceeds by leaving. Well, that escalated quickly. So then next up, we get Elias in the ring. So then Elias goes on. He says that he brings himself to such a state of peace called Louisiana that he drifted off to unconsciousness. Elias even took some shots at the Saints and all the Saints fans. After that, mainly that NFC title game and them complaining about the refs. Elias, it's been nice knowing you. You see all those Saints fans in the crowd, Elias? They're not laughing at you. They want to fucking kill you. Elias, word of advice. When Raw goes off the air, run. So then Aleister Black's music hits, and then Aleister Black comes out. The 4th NXT call-up. So, highlights in this match. Alistair's sliding knee was good along with his moonsault. Elias's diving knee in midair was very well executed on point. Match ending, Alistair hits the Black Mass. Alistair gets the 3 count for the win. Not many highlights. Hopefully they let Alistair do a lot more than that. I mean, his strikes throughout the match also look good too, but maybe give him some more time. But yeah. So yeah, those were the 4 NXT call-ups. I'll give more of my thoughts on the call-ups when I'm done with the review. So next up, continuing on. Next up, we get to our main event for the Raw Women's Championship. Ronda Rousey defends against Ruby Riott because Ruby needs more time against Ronda since Elimination Chamber was an utter embarrassment of for that match. So this was a back and forth match. Riott Squad played interference at certain points in the match. Ruby would hit 2 Riott kicks on Ronda Rousey. Ronda would kick out of both of the kicks twice. Not once, but twice. And also, once again, we have wrestler kicks out a finisher like it's your normal move cliche. Ronda would hit a crossbody. Later on in the match, that would clear the Riott Squad and stop them from interfering. Set up our match ending. Ronda would hit an Alabama Slam on Ruby Riott into the turnbuckle, which looked very well done. Ronda would then lock in the armbar on Ruby Riott for the tap-out win to retain. But after the match, the celebration would be short-lived because after, the Riott Squad, Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan would come into the ring and attack Ronda Rousey for post-match assault. Ronda then clears Ruby, Liv, and Sarah all out of the ring, and Ronda is standing tall. And of course, it's a message sent to Charlotte Flair, Ronda's challenger at WrestleMania. And that's how we end Raw. So Raw, actually, this episode wasn't actually too bad. It was meh. I mean, we had the 4 NXT call-ups, like Ricochet, Johnny, Tommaso, and Alistair all had decent debuts. So Raw rating, I'm going to say 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10 is my rating for Raw. Like, it wasn't a good episode, but it wasn't terrible. It was meh. You know, maybe they could do more with Alistair. But to be perfectly honest, I didn't think the NXT call-ups would come this soon. I honestly thought that... I had Ricochet and Alistair getting called up to the main roster after WrestleMania. And I had maybe Johnny or Tommaso or both of them getting called up after maybe SummerSlam. But yeah, I guess Triple H feels they're ready, so yeah, they're on the main roster now. But yeah, we'll see how they do in the coming months and weeks. And also, congrats to D-Generation X on being inducted to the Hall of Fame. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Hope everyone's a great day, and yeah, peace out.